Art. Art is described by having a skill in something or a talent in something through your observations, your studies, or your experiences. Now, in my short life, I've experienced many things I would consider art. However, one thing has really stuck out to me: cooking. Cooking has become an artwork for me through my experiences, through my studies, and through my hard work and dedication. And I believe this art for cooking can be easily achievable by anybody if they want to put in the dedication and hard work. Today, I will be showing you how to make Mama J's famous meatballs, and we will be learning through showing you the materials, the process, and the presentation of the plate. First, you will need to gather all your materials. So first, you will need a cookie tray with foil, Italian-style frozen meatballs, a china plate for your presentation, followed by toothpicks for your presentation. You will be needing one 14-ounce can of jelly cranberry sauce, steak sauce, preferably A1, and 2 tablespoons of imperial sugar, brown sugar. You will need a saucepan, and today we will be using 3 major cooking appliances. We will be using the stove, the oven, and the crock pot. Let's get started. First, before anything happens, excuse me, I have to take this. Hello? Oh, hey, Faith. Oh, no, I'm not doing anything. I'm live. I gotta call you back. I'm so sorry about that. Where was I? Before we get started, make sure you have your hands washed. The next step you will have is to preheat the oven. So we will come over here to the oven, and we're gonna preheat it to 375. Now, as your oven is preheating, you have some time to kill. So we're going to prepare our Italian-style frozen meatballs. So first we're just going to dump them all over the cookie tray. And we're going to distribute them evenly among the plate. Now while they're cooking, distributing them will help the flavor mix and distribute throughout the meatballs. Now once your oven is preheated, we will now move this and place it into the oven. Now your meatballs should be cooking for about 18 minutes. Now as your meatballs are cooking, we will now prepare our sauce. So for our sauce, we will be using our cranberry sauce, which it can be hard to find this cranberry sauce at the store, but you can definitely find it if you look hard enough. And your saucepan should be at about a medium, maybe medium to high kind of range heat. Now as that's cooking, we're also going to add a 1/4 cup of A1 steak sauce. Now the A1 you can find very commonly, and the A1 adds a really nice flavor to the meatball sauce taste. And you're going to again distribute it evenly so that the flavor mixes within the whole dish. And finally, we will be using brown sugar, and we will be dumping 2 tablespoons full into our sauce. Now you don't want big 2 tablespoons, you want it just at the line because too much will become overpowering. Now you're going to want to let that cook until it gets to an even consistency, when it melts to a consistency that's just evenly through it all. And you want to stir it occasionally. And once it's at an even consistency, if your meatballs are not done yet, you can simply just put it on low and just let it simmer. So the next thing we will do is we will put our oven mitts on, because the oven is very hot and we must be safe. And once you get these bad boys on, we will take our completed meatballs out like so, and close the oven. And we will now put it on the hot pad. And our next step is very simple. Open the crock pot. And one at a time, we want to put these meatballs in the crock pot. Now you want to probably put the crock pot at low, and I would start it probably an hour before your party arrives. This lets the juices and the flavor really sink in the meatballs, and it just distributes it really evenly, just a good hour in the crock pot. However, we're not just going to leave the meatballs in there by itself, because you guessed it, we are going to now add the sauce. Now again, safety first. We're going to get the sauce in the spoon, and we're going to put this on the other hot pad. And now we're going to very gently and evenly distribute this sauce over to the meatballs. And once all the sauce is distributed nicely, you can put it back on, you can stir it up, and in about an hour your meatballs will be ready. However, a very important part of cooking is the presentation. I would go so far to say your presentation is as important or more important than the ingredients itself. So I have prepared earlier meatballs that are ready to show you the presentation. And the first step you're going to do is get your China white plate, which provides a nice background. And you're going to get the sauce and you're going to evenly distribute it down the middle, just like an easy stripe. Now you want a good amount because it provides a nice dark background along the plate for the meatballs. Now once it's distributed like so, you're going to get your meatballs and you're going to place them one by one onto the dish. Now we're going to do 3 meatballs here. It's always best to do an odd number because it's very appealing to the eye. Don't ask why, just studies have showed that. And we will now get the toothpicks, which are right here. And you will place them in the meatballs like so. You can add parsley or a nice herb to it. And in conclusion, these meatballs may be very hard to make, and it may have some hard work and dedication into it. But once you get the presentation and you can provide it to your guest, it is totally worth it to make Mama J's famous meatballs. Thank you for watching.